Yo guys, it's CFB. Welcome back to a brand new video. Welcome back to the channel today. Yes, we are back with some more transfer news because I'm telling you, what I've been seeing all over the Chelsea timeline on Twitter and stuff like that from all these reliable sources is crazy. It's breaking right now. In the space of a week, we've had 2 transfer news videos that have come out, and there's going to be many, many more because it's January window. It's January window. Rumours are running around. Players are going to be sold. Players are going to come in, hopefully. And, I'm going to be here to deliver you the goods, just like, your Tesco's or your Walmarts or whatever, deliver your goods to your front doorstep. You know what I'm trying to say? So before we do get into it, please like, subscribe, hit the notifications to notify every time I upload a video. Also, first link in the description to my streaming channel, my second channel. Go check those out. It'd be very much appreciated. Without further ado, let's jump into the video. So let's get into it. Starting off with Christopher Nkunku. Obviously, in the last video, we spoke a little bit about Nkunku, what's going on with Nkunku. And we've got interest. We've got interest from a team that could be dangerous in taking Nkunku. This is what we've gotten so far. So, from Ben Jacobs. PSG are holding a genuine interest in Nkunku, which is big. That's big because, look, Nkunku's French. He started off at PSG, I'm pretty sure. Wasn't as a striker, but he did start off at PSG. I do remember that. Didn't get much game time. That's why he moved to Leipzig, made his career, moved to Chelsea. Could he potentially be going back to the club? That pretty much started him off. Let's be real. PSG have the money. They have the power in a sense. They're the biggest club in France. Obviously, Nkunku is French. Nkunku knows the club. He started off there. They can pay him big wages as well. He will get game time there. I'm pretty sure that's guaranteed. But is this reliable is what I'm saying? Because Ben Jacobs is sometimes a bit iffy. Sometimes he's 100% correct. Sometimes he is not so 100% correct. It's about 50-50. Well, it's about 60-40 source nowadays. You know what I'm trying to say? 60% right, 40% not. But it would be definitely dangerous because it's definitely a team that can take Nkunku off our hands. It's so unfortunate with Nkunku. It's so unfortunate because I spoke about this in the last video. The quality's there. The quality's there. I get it. He clearly just doesn't fit our system. He just doesn't fit our system, but the quality's there. The player's there. You can tell he's world class. He is world class. He just doesn't suit this system or this team. I don't know. But we'll have to see what happens in the coming days. I generally do. The more that goes by, I'm looking at it and I'm starting to think, I think Nkunku will leave at the end of January. I think there's a big potential of that happening. If not, I'll be very surprised. Very, very, very surprised. So, anyway, let's get on to the next bit of news. The next bit of news is here. So, this is from Fabrizio Romano. So, Chelsea may do more incoming... Oh, damn it. Chelsea may do more incoming business other than centre-back. Remember what I told you on Nkunku. In case he or his agent says, let me go, could be one to watch. So, again, there's clarity from a bigger source, Fabrizio Romano. Fabrizio Romano is the biggest source in football when it comes to transfers and stuff like that. He's Mr. Reliable. You trust him with your life on the line. If he says you're going to die tomorrow, you can expect you're going to die tomorrow. You know what I'm trying to say? Anyway, there's a little bit in this text here to talk about. So Nkunku again, this just basically confirms that Nkunku, there's a big chance of him leaving in January. I think he will say to Chelsea, you know what? If you're not playing me, if you're not going to play me, minutes, I'm going to leave. And I think that can potentially happen. PSG, obviously, clearly holding an interest now. If Ben Jacobs said that, I'm guessing PSG are sniffing around. I don't think it would be a loan as well. I know in the last video we spoke about a loan. I don't think it would be a loan. I actually think he could genuinely leave. And it's so sad. It is sad. Let's speak about the other part in the sentence. He said Chelsea could be making moves and bringing in a centre-back. Centre-back options. Well, who are the centre-back options? Because again, in the last video, we talked about Tomori. And Tomori, you all know, would be my first choice centre-back to come in. Without a shadow of a doubt. There's not one centre-back, maybe bar Ronald Araujo, whatever his name is, from Barcelona. Maybe bar him and maybe a Bastoni. they're the only two centre-backs I can really see being over Tomori in a sense. I would take Tomori without a doubt. He's, in my opinion, one of the best centre-backs in the world. I actually generally think he's one of the best centre-backs in the world. I think he's brilliant. But that is not what's been going around. That was the only time I saw that link was that day that I gave you that transfer news video. That's the only day I saw that link. I've not seen it since. I've not seen a Fabrizio come around with it. I've not seen a David Ornstein come around with it. But there's been two bits of news today that we've got to start talking about. So the first two of these two bits of news. So Fabrizio Romano says this: Chelsea are seriously considering to bring in one more centre-back this month. Understand Marc Guehi has been discussed as an option internally. Not easy, but he has 18 months left on his contract. Chelsea also have a recall clause on Trevor Chalobah as point of contract. Point of contact, sorry guys. Yeah, we do need a centre back. Let's be real here. I forgot to mention that in the last bit of text. I should have tied that in with the last bit of text. We do definitely need a centre back to come in. We do. In my opinion, not just a centre back. I think we need a midfielder to come in personally too. Whether that's we recall somebody from the loan like Ugochukwu or Andre Santos. Me personally, it would be Ugochukwu because I think Andre Santos is doing bits at Strasbourg. Let him continue. Don't just take him out of development and use him as a squad player now, halfway through the season. Don't do that. Let him continue with his development. And I'm a big Andre Santos fan. I'm a bigger fan than you guys. You know what I'm trying to say? I was there from day dot saying about this kid. Sorry to come over aggressive. But I think I'd sway more Ugochukwu's way. I think he's still decent enough to come in and do a job as a midfield backup if we need. Anyway, speak about Trevor Chalobah, Marc Guehi. Marc Guehi, let's talk about Marc Guehi first because Trevor Chalobah is the one in the next bit of news. We've got a next bit of news about Trevor Chalobah as well to talk about. So, Marc Guehi, absolute no for me. Marc Guehi, I keep calling him Marc Guehi. Marc Guehi, we've already got the club. Marc Guehi, no for me. We've had him before. I understand we've had him before. He was a Cobham academy. You know what I mean. He was part of Cobham, and the successful lot that came through. And he's doing really good at Crystal Palace. But I think that's his level. I think Crystal Palace is Marc Guehi's level. Or if that's not his level, I think he could maybe take a step up to like a Newcastle at the moment, because I do think Newcastle, they've got the money. If they keep getting Champions League qualifications every single year, they're just going to get better and better and better. I think Newcastle at the moment, I think he's that level. Or maybe he's an Aston Villa type level. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, I think he's not at like a small club. He's either at a medium or a get-in there club, not a big club. You know what I'm trying to say? I don't think he's there. And I think if he came to Chelsea, I just think it would be a waste of money. You know, we're bringing back another player we sold to another club ages ago. And we're going to buy him back for, I don't know, similar type of fee, maybe less. And I don't think he's going to have that impact. In fact, I think it will be like will be like a Dewsbury Hall. And if you're probably thinking, what the hell are you on about? What I mean by that is we buy, a player that's got a bit of credibility about him, a bit of experience about him. We bring him in for a decent fee. And, in a couple games that he plays, you can tell he's just not that quality and then he won't play. That's just me personally. I think that's going to be the Marc Guehi story if it happens. It won't be big price. Let's say we buy him for 40 million. We'll have some of that deducted off because I know we have a sell-on clause on him. So if we brought him, we'd get a little bit chipped off because, you know what I'm trying to say. And I think that's one of the reasons why we're going. That's one of the reasons why our sporting directors and owners are looking at Marc Guehi and thinking, oh, let's go and get him because he's cheap. You know what I'm trying to say? He's cheaper than other options we could potentially get with the experience that he has. Maybe I'm not too sure, but I think that's why we're going to go for Marc Guehi. I think he's been on the rumour mill linked back at us for years. For the past year, I think it is. I actually think if we're going to sign any centre back, I think it's going to be him. Do I think it should be him? Not me personally. I don't think I don't think he's Chelsea ready. He's not Chelsea ready. I think he is at the club where his level is at. And he makes that move to a big club. I don't think you're going to see that best of him. But anyway, let's move on to Trevor Chalobah is the option I would definitely go with. And I'm not saying that because, Trevor Chalobah would cost nothing. It's just recalling him from his loan, whatever, etc., etc. Trevor Chalobah is unbelievable. If you know me before I even made this channel, you would know I absolutely adored Trevor Chalobah. I think he was brilliant. And it's not even just that. He knows what it's like to be at the club nowadays, especially. He's been in the first team, recently. It was only, this time last year that he was in the first team. You know what I'm trying to say? He knows some of the players. I think he's two or three times the player that Marc Guehi is. And like I said, this is no offense to Marc Guehi. I do think he's a good player. But Trevor Chalobah, I've always said this, is one of the most underrated defenders in the Premier League. I actually think this guy could potentially be getting into top 10 territory in the Premier League. In fact, I think he is top 10 territory in the Premier League. Maybe about 11th, if we're rolling off centre-backs from top of our head. I think he'd come into this Chelsea team and behind Wesley Fofana be our best centre-back. No joke. I know a lot of people are going to go at me and say, sorry about this, guys, 20%, my bad. I know a lot of people are going to look at me now and go, but what about Levi Colwill? Oh, you know what I mean? Me personally, I think Levi Colwill's potential was astronomically bigger than Trevor Chalobah's. I do agree. But at this moment in time, Trevor Chalobah absolutely wipes the floor with him. Absolutely wipes the floor with him. He doesn't really make that many mistakes leading up to a goal. Defensively, he's brilliant. He's worked under some brilliant coaches, especially when he was with us. Thomas Tuchel being one of them. So he's... I don't need to get into it. If you know Trevor Chalobah, you know ball. You know what I'm trying to say? I would definitely be going with this option. But does he want to move to us? That's the real question. Does he want to move back to Chelsea? Because you've got to think, the way our owners treated him, this summer, the way they booted him out of the squad, I think Enzo Maresca would have taken Trevor Chalobah personally, but it was the owners. They booed him out of the squad. They let him train by himself. After all that, would Trevor Chalobah come back? Well, we have news. This is the news. So, it's understood that Trevor Chalobah and his camp welcome the conversations about a return to his boyhood club, Chelsea, which the player wants nothing more than to succeed at. This is just, if this is not sending alarm bells to your head in wanting Trevor Chalobah at the club, I don't even know. I've seen a lot of people go, but he was the leak, because basically at the time where him and Mason Mount were at the club, there was this, journalist that would always get the team news like 30 minutes or an hour before the team news was actually released. And a lot of people seem to think it's Trevor Chalobah. And since obviously he's left the club, we've not been getting that. Look, I don't give a bollocks. Do you reckon these teams are really looking at that deep in that? No. At the time where we was doing shit, it was because we were just shit. You know what I'm trying to say? It was nothing to do with team sheets early. And I'm telling you right now, it's not Trevor Chalobah. It's not Trevor Chalobah. This guy is proper Charles. After everything these owners have done. You gotta remember last season, he was frozen out of the club. It was touted around he was going to leave the club in January, whatever. And he said, no, I'm sticking here and I want to fight for my place. He came in to Pochettino's side in January or whatever it was, halfway through the season. And he made us defensively better. He made us better in general. If you disagree with that, your mind is on a different planet. And no, your mind's not on the planet. It's under concrete. You know what I'm trying to say? And your body's not. Your body is, and your head is in the concrete. You're burying your sand. You bury your head in the sand like a flamingo burying his head in the sand. Do you know what I'm trying to say? You're out of touch of reality if you don't agree with that statement. But again, after all that, after him being our best centre-back last season when he came in, and I stand on that, with chest, he got frozen out of the squad. He's gone to Crystal Palace. He's been brilliant at Crystal Palace. And then there's the rumours are coming around that we need a centre-back back. And he's still saying, no, look, if the opportunity arises, I'm coming back to my boyhood club and I want to succeed there. Yeah, how can you not want to play like this at your club? How could you not want to play like this at your club? If this was anybody else, bar Reece James and stuff like that, they wouldn't come back to the club. They wouldn't. This guy will. This guy will fight for the badge. We need players like this. We need players like this. He's versatile too. Can play right back if you want him to. And he actually did really well at right back in the times that he has played there. He could do right back. He can do DM if you really need him to. He can fill in at midfield. I don't know. He can. He can. I've seen that. And he's done that before. Apparently he's played really, really well there. And he's brilliant at right centre-back. It's clear and obvious, you know, what we should go for here. It's clear and obvious. The cheaper option as well is Trevor Chalobah. Go for Trevor Chalobah. If the owners don't do it, they've just got some sort of agenda against them. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. Does Trevor Chalobah have, you know, pictures of their bumholes on his phone or something? I don't know. But it must be Trevor Chalobah to come back, man. And if it's not, I'm going to be fuming because this boy has been treated disgustingly. Disgustingly. And he doesn't deserve it. In the slightest. So, that's my stance on it. That's my stance on everything. That is the news for today. Let me know in the comments down below what your opinions are on everything. You know, PSG's interest in Nkunku, Marc Guehi and Trevor Chalobah. Let me know on that saga. I reckon that's going to be the saga of the summer for us. I don't think we're going to bring in much players. We might sell Nkunku, but I still think the saga will be between two, well, the defender situation, centre-back situation. So anyway, we'll see how things build up. Hopefully we can bring in a midfielder as well at one point. Anyway, please like, subscribe, everybody. Take care. Hit the bell notification so you're notified every time I load a video. My next video might be the match preview on Friday, so be ready for that. If not, like I said, bell notification on, you'll get notified. Anyway, take care. Have a good rest of your day and night. Peace.